Radon or radon gas. You might not have heard of it before, but it is the second leading cause of lung cancer. In this video, I'm going to discuss what it is, where it comes from, how to tell if your home has too much of it, and if so, how to get rid of it. Hi there, my name is Patrick Fields. I'm a realtor here in Edmonton, Alberta with RE/MAX Select. I want to help bring attention to radon. This is an extremely important topic because it is estimated that 1 in 6 Canadian homes have higher than acceptable levels of radon. If you take a look at the picture here, Edmonton is in the high zone. So what exactly is radon? Radon is a radioactive gas that occurs naturally when the uranium in soil and rock breaks down. It is invisible, odorless, and tasteless. When radon is released from the ground into the outdoor air, it's diluted, so it's not really a concern. There can be a major concern, though, in enclosed spaces like our homes. Because it can't always escape, sometimes it accumulates to high levels, which can be a risk to the health of you and your family. What are the health effects of radon? Well, radon gas breaks down or decays to form radioactive elements that can be inhaled into our lungs. In the lungs, the decay continues, creating radioactive particles that release small bursts of energy. This energy is absorbed by nearby lung tissue, damaging the lung cells. When the cells are damaged, they have the potential to result in cancer when they reproduce. Exposure to high levels of radon in indoor air results in an increased risk of developing lung cancer. The risk of developing cancer depends on the level of radon and how long a person is exposed to those levels. So how does radon get into my home? It's extremely prevalent in the Canadian prairies, having been deposited here by glaciers millions of years ago. It seeps into our homes through cracks in basement walls, floors, and foundations, and through floor drains and sump pits. Houses in cold climates are at particular risk since windows and doors are kept closed for over half of the year, and there's often very little air circulation, which creates a vacuum effect and sucks that gas into our home, and now it can't escape and be hazardous to our health. So what are the radon levels in Canada? Radon is found across Canada because it occurs naturally in the soil, and concentrations differ greatly but are usually higher in areas where there is a higher amount of uranium in underlying rock and soil. Some amount of radon is found in almost every home, but concentration levels will vary from one house to another, even if they're next door to each other. It's expected that only a small percentage of homes will have radon levels above the guideline, but the only way to be sure of the radon level in your home is to test. So how do you test your home for radon? Currently, there's 2 options for testing a house for radon. You can purchase a do-it-yourself radon test kit or hire a radon measurement professional. If you choose to purchase a radon test kit, you must closely follow the instructions on how to set up the test. It is pretty simple. If you choose to hire a service provider to perform the radon test in your house, it's recommended that you ensure they are certified and will conduct a long-term test for a minimum of 3 months in order to get accurate readings. So where do you get a radon test device? Radon test kits may be purchased over the phone, on the internet, or from home improvement retailers. The radon test kit includes instructions on how to set up the test and where to send it back so that a lab can properly analyze the device once the testing period is over. The cost of the devices range from $40 to $75, and I'm going to include several links in the notes below about where you can buy one. I just ordered one online for $50. So where in your home should you perform the test? To provide a realistic estimate of the radon exposure to your family, all measurements should be made in the lowest lived-in level of the home. That means the lowest level that is used or occupied for more than 4 hours per day. For some, this might be a basement with a rec room. For others, it could be the ground floor kitchen or living room. If you only use your basement once a week to do laundry, as an example, there's no need to test that level. Your exposure time will not be long enough to create negative health effects. Now you might wonder, will high levels of radon affect the value of my house? Where a high radon level is detected, it can most often be successfully lowered at a cost which is usually very small when compared to the value of your home. Like regular maintenance, fixing the problem may in fact protect the value of your home. So if you've done a test and you get the results back and they are above the guideline of 200 becquerels, you can take the following steps to help reduce the level of radon. Number 1, you can ventilate the basement subfloor by installing a small pump to draw the radon from below the concrete slab to the outside before it can enter your home. And this is commonly known as sub-slab depressurization and should always be performed by a licensed contractor. Number 2, you could increase the mechanical ventilation with a heat recovery ventilator or an HRV system to allow for an exchange of air. Or number 3, seal all the cracks and openings in the foundation walls and floors and around all pipes and drains coming into the home. If you want to hire a contractor, Health Canada recommends that the contractor be certified as a radon mitigation professional and be from an accredited organization. How much will it cost to reduce the level of radon in your home? The cost for radon reduction depends on the size and design of a home and the work that is needed. The cost typically ranges from $500 to around $3,000. Now they say on average that we spend over 85% of our lives indoors. Imagine knowing that you could stop someone from getting lung cancer. Please do yourself a favor and order a radon test kit today. It could save your life. I'm going to include several links with more information down below. I would like to thank Aaron Goodarzi for speaking about this at a recent RE/MAX meeting, and I will include the link to his recent TED Talk that goes into much more detail. Please check out some of the other videos on my channel and let me know if I can answer any questions. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.